Everyone loves to have fun at the beach, but sometimes we may not be aware of one of the ocean's most dangerous phenomena, the rip current. Rip currents are known by a lot of different names, undertow, riptides, etc., but the proper term is rip current. This pattern of current is found close to the shore and usually follows stormy weather conditions. They form because as the waves break against the shore, the water tries to head back out to the ocean, but because the volume of water is so great, the only way for the water to return to the ocean is to create its own path. Rip currents are characterized by a narrow channel of fast-moving water streaming away from shore, and pulling anything it catches along with it. To understand more about this topic, here are some fun facts about rip currents. Rip currents are typically 50 to 75 feet wide and can reach about 100 yards offshore. The strength of rip currents are insane, and they can reach up to 5 miles per hour, which is way faster than Olympic swimmers. Rip currents are everywhere and can even be found on the shores of the Great Lakes. Here's WGO producer Ethan Gregory with some tips and tricks on how to stay safe during your next day at the beach.
It's easier to spot a rip current from a higher vantage point, so take a look from the beach access point as you're entering the beach, or ask a lifeguard. It's also easier to spot a rip current if seaweed, sediment, or foam is concentrated in the area. Look for choppy, discolored water different from the rest of the beach. Even if you're going swimming after a storm has passed, rip currents can form on clear days after the storm has moved out of the area. Large waves aren't always an indicator of rip currents. They can form even in 2-foot waves. Rip currents are usually at their strongest during low tide, when most of the water is receding back from the shore. And if you do find yourself caught in a rip current, don't panic. Remain calm and swim parallel to shore until you're in calmer waters. By following these tips, you should be the rip current expert of your next beach day.
For a look at how surfers and beachgoers feel, we asked Wilmington local Samantha Dudley about how rip currents affect her life at the beach.
Well, it's so nice to be here with Samantha. We were wondering kind of how do riptides affect surfing, and how is being on a surfboard different than swimming when you're on a riptide?
Yeah, I guess I feel a little safer on a surfboard just because you have something to float on. And so, you know, the risk of drowning, I guess, seems a little less. I haven't been surfing very long, only about a year. So, you know, my knowledge is probably not as good as it should be. But I think, you know, swimming parallel to shore and just basically not trying to fight it is kind of what I've heard and what I know, I guess, what I would do if I was in that situation.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Geographic. See you next week, Seahawks.